Hey, gang. So happy Thursday, right? It depends if you're on the NASDAQ or if you're on the Dow, right? That Dow's down about 300 points after yesterday's Fed report and a bad unemployment report this morning, labor report. Inflation on the horizon, this and that, and it kind of popped the dollar. And so oil got a little beat up today. As far as our oil plays, guys, we're going to stick with those. So we're going to kind of weather this storm. What we want to do is we want to see how that print from the day's end comes out, and we'll look at the charts and stuff, and we might actually average into some of these plays. Oil is still a beast. Consumption is still crazy, and we still don't have the Indias, the Pakistans, and the Japans and all that participating. So we'll see. Look, this is one of those moments when you step back, and there's an old saying, right? Never try to catch a falling knife. You step back, let it go, and just analyze after the market. Don't try to trade into the chaos. Unless you're a day trader, then this volatility is fantastic, right? And good luck to you guys all if you're day trading. I hope you guys make a bunch of money. Other than that, guys, let's go take a look at some charts and stuff. We'll go look at the market together. We're taking, just as a kind of hint, guys, for our live room and stuff with our membership, we're taking tomorrow off. We'll still be trading the market, watching the market, but we're going to take most of the day off and have a nice little weekend there. Let me share screen here. Just thought I'd give you that heads up. And you can see, well, let's refresh this real quick. You can see that Dow's down about 329. The S&P is down a little bit over a quarter, almost 0.5%, which is fairly significant. Your VIX is flat right now. It was green a few minutes ago. It's kind of gone a little flat. This is complacency, guys. Think about back to December when there was a lot of flux in the economy. There was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of talk and stuff like that. And people just, the NASDAQ just kept going up, right? This is complacency, and it's got a lot to do with that. Just buy it. It's the Kathy Wood theory, right? She bought a bunch of Roblox yesterday. She bought a bunch of DraftKings the day before, just because they were in big dips. Now, that shows fantastic conviction, but sometimes it's not the most prudent way to trade. Sometimes it's better to step back and let things kind of hit the floor before you try to pick them up. Other than that, guys, look, our oil play, man, look at oil. Oil just got beat up today, down about 3%, but that chart is still a beast. Let's go take a look at that chart. And we're on a one-year chart, and you can see that uptrend is still strong. You know, it's just a little consolidation. We haven't really had any consolidation if you open this up. We haven't really had any consolidation since back there in late May. So it makes sense that right now we get a little bit of softness there. The dollar spiked up based on the Fed yesterday and the whole inflation fears and maybe tapering and stuff like that. And it just kind of shocked the oil market, and probably people took a little bit more profits than expected. And so we'll let this thing settle, let the knife hit the floor, and then we'll pick it up. No reason to bail on any of our oil trades right now. They were already right on the cusp of profitability, and we've set them up about 2 months out. So if anything, we might look at them and we might actually average into them a little bit, get a little bit more heavy on those. We're actually real light right now. We've got the 3 oil plays going on, and we got the Twitter short. Let's go take a look at Twitter. Twitter kind of proved us wrong today, but we sat through that. Again, the falling knife. You can bail on the trade, right? You can freak out and bail on the trade, or you can trust your charts and you can just sit tight. And you can see Twitter no different. Well, what's happening with the NASDAQ today, guys, is the leadership took over. We've been talking about it for weeks, right? What hasn't been driving the NASDAQ is Apple. But the unfortunate thing is Apple and the FAANGs are working right now, and the rest of the market kind of isn't. But your social media stocks like your Twitter are getting a little bit of love from it. We think that'll wear off real quick. So we'll stick with that trade. If you guys are trading along with us, what we bought the 5250 puts. We're about 2 days into that trade now, so I'll share that with you. We bought them a month out. We bought the July expirations. And we bought the 5250s if you want to play along with us. We're expecting this thing maybe by the end of it looks like the NASDAQ might roll over. It made new highs today. The Qs made new highs. Across the board, tech made new highs. The NASDAQ made new highs, all-time highs. The Qs made all-time highs. And the NQ, the NASDAQ futures, made all-time highs. So it was a full-on rally. And it was led by Apple. You can see Apple now is finally getting over that 130 spot. We talked about 128 with Apple, right? How that was kind of a key area, and that was kind of the resistance it had built over the last few weeks. And you can see it just took off. You see it's been, since we've hit lunch, the market's gotten really soft on both sides. So we're going to step back and we're going to see how this plays out before we make any decisions. You can see just in talking, the VIX went just a little green. Complacency, man. Bad policy, complacency. What are we doing to spurn growth right now? What are we doing to put growth on steroids right now? We're not doing a whole lot. I thought one of the most interesting things that came out of the Biden-Putin summit was when Biden said he gave Putin a list of businesses or sectors or something, corporations that were off limits for ransomware. So I guess that means the other thousands of businesses are open game, right? Just interesting. Bad policy, guys. What are we doing as far as keeping this growth spurt going and keeping this economy in full gear? And you can see we got a little bit of bad news this morning, right? Continuing claims. Let's refresh this. That should be updated now. Well, oh, we're on next week. No wonder there's no numbers, guys. Good job, Pat. You can see they were expecting continuing claims to come down a little bit, which we've been talking about, right? We're at the point right now in economic growth and reopening where your initial claims should slow down dramatically. And in that vein, they should start bringing down the continuing claims. What it is the first thing you do is you get into a hole, you stop digging. That's your initial claims, right? You stop putting people on unemployment. Then once you get that hurdle taken care of, now you can get the people that were on unemployment back to work. Well, neither one's working right now. Now, again, 1 week's reports are not a trend. So we'll see how this goes going forward. The Philly Manufacturing Index went down a little bit. Leading economic indicators did not move. These should be moving right now. We're in an economy that's reopening. We started from ground zero. We should be progressing forward. Again, we're not doing anything to grow jobs. We are creating jobs, but we are not filling jobs. What does that mean? That's a good question. We'll see what it means in the future. Now, let's look across the board. Gold got really rocked today. You can see it's down about 90 points. Again, for you gold bugs, you want to use those resistance numbers, those round numbers, 1850, 1900. We talked about it a few days ago, right? We said when it failed at that 1900, that was probably a signal that it's running out of steam. And guess what? Now it's down $90. How about crypto? How about you know what? We haven't looked at rates for a while, and you can see bonds. We got to be on the right one. And you can see bonds aren't reacting at all to any of this. So that's kind of interesting there. But let's go look at crypto. Crypto, you can see Bitcoin still in that phase there. Let's pop on over to a better chart. There's your NQ. That's your futures. Now, keep in mind, this is a 10-minute delayed chart on TradingView. Thanks, TradingView, for nothing. And you can see that's your 1 minute chart. Let's get on a daily chart here so we get a better picture. It's like we were talking about. You know, we talked about this. We set this chart up from when that sell down started. We called the capitulation and all this stuff and the sideways movement. And you see, all we've done is it looks like Bitcoin's setting a little bit higher of a level, which is good, right? It was in this channel here for a while, and we mapped that channel. Now we're kind of trading at the top of that channel. Looks like you took one break, 2 breaks, and this is your 3rd shot at the breakout. Let's see if this works. Otherwise, it was probably coming back down to at least maybe about 32, 34,000, maybe in a cycle back. Ethereum's just kind of going sideways too. You can look at the Ethereum chart. We'll be back tomorrow with our crypto show, our weekly crypto show, right? Where we'll talk about what we do with our crypto portfolio. We started that thing with 250 bucks. It's all the way up to almost 400 right now. It was over 400 yesterday before the little red day today. And now I think it's back at 398 or something. Boo-hoo. We're long. We're hodlers. Let's go look at an oil chart. This is a 1-year oil chart, guys. Look at that beast of a chart. All we've done is we've had a little pullback. It's consolidating this huge run here. Like I said, we haven't had a consolidation for a while, the end of May, right? We had that big run there, and then we had a little consolidation. Then it resumed that big run, and now it's consolidating again. And it got a little over. I think this selling's a little overblown, just based on the whole Fed meeting and, kind of the political environment right now and stuff. It's just kind of everything got overblown. It looks like maybe even on the Dow and stuff, maybe this might be a little overblown too. But when you look at that on the Dow futures on the year chart, you can see all you're doing is coming back to support, maybe just a retest of these 2 bottoms here, and then maybe a resumption up. But that is a very dramatic loss of enthusiasm. You can see on the MACD and on the RSI, right? It's like everything went into the crapper. The ES looks a little better, but it's starting to get dramatic like that too. The NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ is where it's at right now. But again, you see how that bar is? It looks like we're capping at that top right now, and we're just creating a wick up there. We'll see how it shakes out. Again, like I told you guys, never try to catch a falling knife. So we'll sit tight. There's a reason we set these energy plays up with the distance that we did on the contracts. And the reason was, if energy just took off, say it blew off this top, right? We were ready to capitalize on that. And if not, what we could do is analyze along the way of that are during little pullbacks. Maybe we want to add a few more contracts, and that gives us some options, right? Our option trading gave us some options. Isn't that nice? We're not cornered or anything like that. The Twitter trade, we'll let that thing kind of work out. It looks like Twitter's kind of petering out. It probably just got a little enthusiasm. You know how people like to trade Twitter, especially the day traders and stuff. They love to get a hold of that bad boy. We'll stick with that short for right now. And again, if you guys are following along, it's the 5250s, and we bottom out to the monthlies in next month. So I believe that's July 18th or something like that. Other than that, guys have a great Thursday. Interesting day. If this thing is freaking you out, shut it down and wait till after the market, and then go check your charts and see what you want to do. If you haven't sold already, you probably shouldn't sell at this point. You know what I mean? You probably should have sold a little closer to the top. You might want to just do what we're talking about and just stepping back and just reassessing the situation. It's not the end of the world. We know how these markets are, right? They're very petulant right now. That's another reason we set those oil options up as far as we did September and end of July, September. The reason we did that was we know oil gets petulant, right? All of a sudden, somebody in Saudi Arabia says something the market doesn't like, and it's down 2%. But then the next 3 days, it goes up 4 or 5%. So we wanted to be able to weather these little fluctuations here, and we think we're okay. Oil futures are holding that $70 level. So, we'll see how it goes from here. All right. Anyways, look, we'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you're looking for some great stocks, check the stock of the weeks. Those are all doing well. Suncor got a little beat up today, so it's in a great buy range. You can get under that $25, under $24 right now. That's cheap for that stock. We think that's going to be a $50 stock, $50 stock by summer. So ET's in a great buy range, right? You would have been chasing at $11.50 a couple days ago. You can buy it under $11 right now, right? And get a great dividend and get a great company, great little fund there. The MRO, we just started that play. We're not going to freak out in the first couple of days of the trade. Again, we're not day traders, so we don't freak out on every tick. We like to let charts develop and things like that. All right. Makes sense. Patience, man. Again, one more time. I know you guys are tired of hearing this, but the stock market is nothing more than a vehicle to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. So let's stay the patient. All right, guys. We'll talk tomorrow during the market update. We'll see how right we are, how wrong we are after we see how the rest of the afternoon shakes out. Other than that, don't forget, check out the weekly crypto show tomorrow. We'll update you on what we're doing with our crypto portfolio. Other than that, you have a great Thursday.